Hey guys, Alex Kozora from SteelersDepot.com back again, breaking down another play from the Pittsburgh Steelers' 31-10 loss against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. And I know how hard it is to think about and talk about this game and how difficult of a loss it was, but we're going to break down Jordan Cameron's 51-yard touchdown here in the second quarter again on Sunday. What you're going to get here, we're going to start with the personnel for Cleveland. It's 13 personnel, which is 1 running back and 3 tight ends, something that they use a lot, maybe more than any other team in the league. I don't know the exact percentage, but it was a good chunk of that game. They use that as a staple. They will move around where their tight ends line up in 13, but for this particular play, and they do this a lot as well, it's all to one side. So it's a heavy formation on the right side, all tight ends. Given the down and distance on this play, 3rd and 2, it's going to create that run-heavy look. It's going to create the thought in the back of the defense's mind of, let's cheat up against the run, let's play against the run. That's what we're expecting. Now, what we get here on the blocking scheme of it, because this is a pass, but again, illusion of run, is called a split zone. And the offensive line is going to down block like they do on any zone blocking scheme. And you're going to have the tight end here pull and basically kick out or base block. It can be a cut or a base block, the will linebacker. And the alert here to split zone is whenever you have 13 personnel for Cleveland. If you read the scouting report on Cleveland I had before the game, I pointed this out. Whenever they have 13 personnel and this number 2 tight end, who I've listed as T here, line up off the ball, it's a heavy indication of split zone. Again, another indicator to the defense this is going to be run, the reason why they sell out so much on the run on this play. So this is the blocking scheme. Down blocks, the tight end's going to pull. It's going to look like run the whole way through. Because of everything I said pre-snap, that has Troy Polamalu down the box trying to support the run. And in general, with these zone blocking schemes, safety being able to fill their gaps, was going to be really critical. But of course, this is not a run, it's a pass. And the route here is going to be by Jordan Cameron, a little stem to the outside, and then he's going to run the post. The scheme, Mike Mitchell buzzes down to the flat, so he's taken out of the play. He's not involved in this. And you have Cortez Allen trying to run with him. The big key here is Troy Polamalu. We're trying to figure out who's at fault here. Troy's going to play the run. As soon as he recognizes pass, he's going to have a shallow depth, and he's going to try to run across the field. And now we're going to put this up, pictures from the game, and you're going to start with the personnel, which again you can see is 13 personnel. You're going to see that split zone action with that tight end pulling across. And as soon as Troy recognizes that it's pass, he's bailing. He's not even turning, running, looking at the route. He's trying to get across the field at a relatively shallow depth. Now, why is that? Well, we talk about Troy Polamalu. We talk about the educated guesses that he makes based off his film study. But I can't think of one example where someone specifically pointed out that an example of his educated guesses. Of course, they do exist, but no one's ever pointed out an example of it. Well, here's an example of it, because we're going to go back to the week before. We're going to go back to the Browns-Titans game, and with in the 3rd quarter it was, we're going to get the same exact look from Cleveland, just to the other side. And I want you to check out Jim Dre, the tight end on the far end of the line of scrimmage. He's going to run his route. It's going to be a bender across the field, not a post, but he's going to bend across the field. He ends up sitting down in zone coverage, showing his quarterback the numbers, and Hoyer hits him for a big completion. The key there, again, goes back to your film study. Whenever you recognize the different variations in an offense, and you can see this is what the route concept is whenever they pass out of this. That, I believe, is what Troy is thinking on that play. He's thinking it's a split zone, it turns into a pass, it's a play action. What is the route concept going to be? And because he's in the box, because he's in front of the receiver, it's not like he's sitting up top and can read the receiver and drive on the ball. He's now behind it, he's now trailing from the get-go because he's in the box trying to support the run, and now Cameron is behind him. So he has to try to guess, based off of what I know off my film study, what is Jordan Cameron's route going to be? And odds are it's going to be that bender coming across the field. That's usually what it is. Usually it's like this. He's going to bend across the field instead of staying more or less upfield and running on a post. Of course, Jordan Cameron does not do that, and as Brian Hoyer said after the game, Cameron actually adjusts his route. Instead of running that bender, he sees the middle of the field is open, and he's going to break it off on that post. So that's the crux of the issue on the play. And that's just where Cleveland Browns offense becomes such a headache, because you can play it one of 2 ways, because they are a run-heavy team and they run it very well. You can bring that safety into the box and get gashed against the pass, or you can play too high and get gashed against the run. And going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers' philosophy of stop the run first, and again, given the down and distance, 3rd and 2 out of 13 personnel, it's a no-brainer you're going to bring that safety into the box. But those are the things you're susceptible to, though, whenever you have that safety in the box. You're going to give up the big play from time to time. And again, as soon as that's play action, Troy's behind the ball, he has to guess. He's in a very difficult position, even for a guy like Troy. So that's what happened on that play. It turns into a 51-yard touchdown. Cortez Allen can't get to the ball in time. Maybe he shouldn't even have tried to dive for the ball and try to break it up and just make the tackle instead. But hindsight, I guess, is 20/20 in that regard. But that's the concept there. I know it's tough for me to assign blame. It sounds like I'm kind of trying to hedge here, but it's more of a schematic thing than anything else, of knowing about how the Browns operate and Troy making an educated guess, but unfortunately getting burned on it. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Dave's stuff, Matthew's stuff, of course, for the rest of the week. You'll have my sack breakdown, my full game rewind breakdown later in the week, and keep checking out the great content here on SteelersDepot.com.